Thursday, you know what that means. What does LSU got to do to beat Florida? You know, every week we do our keys to victory. Let's break some of those things down. Tonight, we're going to start off with a defense. Things defensively that I think that you need to do to beat Florida. The first 2 weeks that I've seen Florida, even some parts of last year and things that you did to them, can you keep the 6 guys in the box to stop their run game? Meaning, if they're unable to run the ball with Jaden Ball and you're only having to keep 5 or 6 guys in the box because you're bringing a very physical presence and you're able to cover these speedy receivers, obviously it's what you need to do. If you're asking me what I would do early in the game defensively against Florida, I'm stacking the box. I am making DJ Lagway beat me. Now, I'm not saying sending pressure from the safety guys. I'm not saying send Harold Perkins every play, send the linebacking core every play. It's not what I'm saying. But be able to have numbers in the run game so that you can stop Jaden Ball and get guys that can rally to him. The biggest crux and the biggest problem for Florida has been very simple. Well, number one, they've gone to a lot of 12 personnel. They have tried very hard to keep the run game consistent, and the numbers have lied. Meaning, outside of the first drive and outside of the first 2 drives in the first 2 games, guys, they have had some struggles running the football and being physical up front. If you're able to with your front 6, if you're able to stop them, you got to rally to Jaden Ball. You got to be able to be in full pursuit and get as many numbers to him as you can, because he is a load of a dude to bring down. He is very tough to bring down. He is a big physical back. Big physical back. He has made a lot of people in the SEC. Last year, yourselves included a season ago, and even for the first 2 weeks, he has made really good linebackers, even first-round linebackers from a season ago. He's made them and broken their tackles as a freshman. This kid is really good. But I don't know if I don't put numbers in the box and say, listen, we're going to dare you to throw it early and see what happens. And then adjust quickly if you need to. If you need to get out of there because they're throwing the ball all over you, fine, then adjust. But I wonder what happens when you start taking the run game away, and I don't even say away because I don't know if you're going to completely take it away. If you contain it moderately well, what happens when DJ Lagway has got to use his arm to win them a football game? The best thing that South Florida did, by far, they put numbers in the box. There were times that they didn't, and they were able to still stop Jaden Ball. They literally told DJ Lagway to beat him. And guys, for what it's worth in the second half, after getting a 20-yard drive that was gifted to him, they did nothing in the second half. They had to go 20 yards for a score. 20 yards is all that they had to go for their only score in the second half. Outside of that, guys, they were literally dominated. What did South Florida do? They put numbers in the box and said, DJ, go beat us. And they did throw a fade route. As we talked to David Waters, to Brown, their electric freshman receiver that's dropped. I don't think South Florida's got the same level of corners that you do. I don't. What I do know is that when you put numbers in the box against them and rally to the football, let's see if DJ Lagway is who he is. I still think the young man's got elite traits. Doesn't mean that he's an elite player yet. If he does start utilizing some of those traits and doing some of the things that we think he can do or what people believe that he will be, then fine, adjust quickly. But if you're asking me the number one key to victory defensively, and in no real specific order, I'm just going to put numbers in there and dare him to beat us through the air. I don't know if they can consistently do that enough to be able to beat you. You might not even have to do that. You may be in a situation where you don't even have to put those numbers in the box because you're able to stop with your front 6. Test it out early, see what happens, get to Jaden Ball and bring him down. The truth of the matter is that they are going to run the football on you, and they're going to try to run the football on you consistently. Billy Napier's, I mean, there's nothing he does differently than what we've seen at ULL. There's nothing different that we've seen him do at Florida. They want to run the ball effectively, and they want to run the football a lot, and they want to go jet sweep, play action, motion off of it and try to confuse you. They want to get you rolling one way and throw it the opposite. And if they can't run the football in the front six, which you might be able to get to them and do it, fine. I don't know if DJ Lagway can consistently, maybe a couple of plays here and there. I don't know if he can consistently put those plays together, as he's not been able to do it the first 2 weeks. Let's test that theory out. Number two, the second thing for defense, from a keys to victory standpoint for me, you got to stay disciplined. Defensively, if you remember a season ago, the number one key to victory for me was if LSU defensively does not stay disciplined and they don't stay in their lanes and they don't do what the play is called for them to do, Billy Napier's misdirection in play calling will bite you in the rear end. It bit you in the rear end. The biggest thing that Billy and company in Florida do offensively is they're going to try to dictate what coverage you're in and use misdirection to get you flowing one way and hit you moving another. Example, guys, you know what kind of offense. You've probably seen Florida just as much as I have. They're going to run a jet motion sweep, and they're either going to do a pop pass jet sweep or they're going to run inside-outside zone off of that jet sweep motion. Get his safety out of the box, make him run with a wide receiver, and then we're going to try to go and get numbers. It's not a bad philosophy. The problem is if you don't stay disciplined, if you do stay disciplined, then it's not going to have a lot of success. South Florida stayed disciplined. I thought LIU stayed disciplined in the second half, and that's why they couldn't move the football the way that they wanted to. Billy's going to try to give you eye candy. He's going to try to deceive you. It's like the old card magician on the street of New Orleans. Pick a number. Where is it? Where's the card? It's over here. No, it wasn't right there. It was right here. Oh, shit. Well, how did that happen? Right? How did that happen? I don't know. But it did. Last year, I didn't think you were disciplined. This year, I think that the thing that I feel very confident in this week is that I feel confident in the play of your safeties. Guys, one thing we haven't talked about through the first 2 weeks is how good I think that A.J. Halsey's played. Hell, how good Jordan Gilbert has played. Crazy enough. And how good in moments and times TaMarcus Cooley's been. I think TaMarcus, although not making all the spectacular plays, has been able to give you such good quality snaps and coverage that it's allowed you to the other 10 guys to do what they need to do for this kind of defense that Blake Baker wants to run to be successful. AJ's been really good. The one thing that he's been very good in is not being misconceived in the run game or in the little passing game, play action stuff that they try to utilize. He's done really well in that. He did well of it, borderline elite in it against Clemson. If he doesn't trip over his own feet, guys, he might make 3 of the biggest plays defensively in the second half versus Clemson. Last week, they tried to throw the ball right at him. The receiver got absolutely demolished. And you notice A.J. Halsey, his name doesn't get called the rest of the night. Why? They didn't go in his general direction. Safety play is going to be massive here. Not being misconceived about what you're seeing is going to be massive here. I think about last season and Sage Ryan getting sucked in on a play action and a jet sweep and then them doing an inside zone run and Jaden Ball breaking a tackle and going for 6 because you're out of position. I think of the slant and go where Stamps is expecting coverage and help on top of him, and it's not there. Safety play for you this week, and eye discipline and not going for the misdirection and staying locked in and focused and knowing what you need to do. Knowing your job this week has never been more critical. If the safeties stay locked in and focused, I think you're going to have a really, really good night. This is why I love that you spent the money that you did in a game like this to go get a guy like AJ Halsey. AJ ain't backing down from nobody. And in games like this, where you need to be disciplined, but also bring the fire, there's really not, guys, a lot of people over the last, I would even say, decade, that I just have the utmost faith in that's going to come downhill and put his head in your chest and try to knock you out. We've seen him do it against us, literally. My key to victory as from a player, I think that I think AJ Halsey's presence is going to have to be known. It's going to have to be felt, because teams that Billy beats, teams that Florida has success on, if you go and watch every single game, the safety play is suspect at minimum. They like to attack it. I think AJ Halsey is going to play a key role in this one because of how much and how well he can tackle, but you got to stay disciplined in your back end, because if you don't, well, they're going to hit a big play on you. They like to leak their tight ends out and run wheel routes with their tight end as well. Again, misdirection. Everything going left, throw a wheel route to the right and get their big tight ends in motion. Tackling on the perimeter at the line of scrimmage will be massive. They want to get safeties out in isolation. They want to get linebackers out in isolation. Can 13, 0, 2, and 10, along with 33 and 40, be who they need to be? If they are, you're gonna dominate this game again defensively. So quite frankly, I think why you dominated the way you did against Florida in year one under Billy Napier in 2022, and why I think you dominated a lot in that second half against them offensively in year two in 2023. All right, last thing for me defensively. Guys, I do think you're moderately going to be good in the run game. I think that the safeties have shown that they can be highly disciplined. Guys, I know Blake Baker's going to do this, but another just key of victory for me, get after DJ Lagway. What we've seen from DJ last season and into this one, guys, once he gets pressured a couple times, he's just not going to sit in the pocket. He's going to get flustered. He's going to think that the time's running out, and he's going to get moving and make some inaccurate throws. There are going to be times where he makes a lot of accurate throws, and you're like, damn, how did he get out of that and make the throw that he just did? Guys, he's really talented. He's a very, very talented quarterback. I think with more reps, he is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He needs those reps. But I feel as if that he can get rattled quickly, even if you're not getting home. What do I mean? Guys, we have seen teams against DJ Lagway that even when they start pressuring him, he just feels as if that he's got to go. Get out of the pocket. Don't take negative yardage. And there have been times where he has had absolutely clean pockets where he has no business rolling. He has no business getting out of that clean pocket. But he feels like he doesn't have the time. If Blake Baker is going to be aggressive against Clemson, if he's going to be aggressive against Louisiana Tech, you damn well better expect that he's going to be very aggressive against DJ Lagway. There is something in this game that worries me a little bit more than the first two, though. If you're unable to get home, there is a strong chance that they can hit one on you. Guys, they got a lot of speed at receiver. A lot of speed. I think that between Eugene Wilson and Vernell Brown III, I think that this is the most speed that you've seen, like legitimately, from the wide receiver core. I think they got more speed than what you saw against Clemson. When you send that pressure, P.J. Woodland, D.J. Pickett, Mansour Delane, Tamarcus Cooley, and yes, I throw Tamarcus Cooley in there, Ashton Stamps, whoever's in, you're going to be locked in man-on-man, one-on-one. Got to make the play. Got to make the play. Because Blake is going to send pressure, and they're going to test you vertically. I think this week more than the first 2 weeks, they are going to try to push the ball down the field because that is DJ Lagway's strong suit. If they do, you're probably going to send pressure after him. And when you do, you got to be able to be in tight and locked and in man coverage. I think you're going to get to him. I do. I think you're going to get to him. I will talk about this in number 8, my last key to victory here. But my last key to victory can kind of be brought up now. Guys, you know what stadiums do, and this stadium that we specifically call home, and Death Valley can do to a quarterback. With Blake Baker's aggressiveness and what this crowd can and maybe will be on Saturday night, you got to get after DJ Lagway and put all of the pressure on him. There's a lot of pressure for DJ. There's a lot of pressure for Billy Napier. Pressure either builds diamonds or it crushes you. You face that pressure in week 1 going up against Clemson. I just think that you can get home. I got to be real with you. Arguably my biggest key to victory here for LSU, I just don't know, legitimately don't know if you're not at edge so much, I don't want to say so much greater, but that you don't have an advantage against their tackles. I think Patrick Payton, Jack Pyburn, Gabe Rutherford, Jamari Butler, Harold Perkins, I think that you can take it to this tackle room. If South Florida can get home, if LIU can get home, which they did, those tackles struggled. Guys, I think that this might be the best overall unit on your team. Well, if that's the case, advantage LSU, and how much can you get after DJ Lagway? There's another thought in this that I've had. You've been sending pressure all the livelong day for the first 2 weeks. It would not shock me if early you simulated the pressures and you backed out and say, oh, DJ throws the ball, gets picked off, or it's an incompletion because he thought pressure was coming and he made a quick throw. Chess is chess and checkers is checkers. I don't know if you can't get home with your front four. Again, if LIU can do it, if USF can do it, you have the ability more than them to do it. Patrick Payton, Gabe Rutherford, Jack Pyburn, Harold Perkins. Guys, I think they have the advantage over this tackle room. If they do, DJ Lagway can be in for a long night. But pressuring him, regardless of how you do it, is key. Very, very, very key here. All right. Let's move over to the offensive side of the football and some of the keys to victory. Guys, there has been an area for you where you have been utterly abysmal. Blake, we know it's the offensive line. No, it's not. Uh-oh. Where's he going with this one? Guys, through 2 games, LSU is 13 of 27 on third down offensively. They are only completing 48% of their third down plays through 2 weeks. Now, last year there was a thought, well, we're not converting a lot of third downs, even though you were top 10 in the country on third down efficiency. I do think that Florida game kind of inflated those numbers. That's neither here nor there. Regardless, because you converted like 16 third downs. It was absolutely insanity. Regardless of that, because you were top 10 in the country last year on third down. And the argument was, well, you know, Blake, the reason that we aren't sustaining drives offensively is because we're in 3rd and 10 plus, 3rd and 8 plus, 3rd and 7 plus. Yeah, so you hadn't been. Of the 27 attempts, 9 of them have been 3rd and 7 plus. The other 18 come from 3rd and 6 or shorter. You got to be able to start converting on third downs. If that is getting to Garrett in his head this week and saying, listen, If it's 3rd and 6, hit a check down, hit the quick slant, hit the drag route. Let's keep the sticks moving. You did it against Clemson, and it's why you were able to win the game. Guys, quite frankly, the argument cannot be used that you on 3rd and 6 or shorter should not be able to start completing some of these 3rd downs. Guys, 48% on 3rd down is atrocious. If you want to be honest, it correlates to the red zone, meaning, which we're about to get to the red zone here in just a minute. It's actually next. 3rd downs in red zone are where offensive coordinators and offense make their hay. You've been abysmal at it, quite honestly. Blake, they're completing 48%. Guys, there are teams right now through 2 weeks, they're completing 90, 95 to 99%. Now, teams have played nobodies. But last week against Louisiana Tech, you went 4 of 11 on 3rd down. 4 of 11. It's not good enough. You got to know what you're seeing. You got to know what they're running defensively from a coverage perspective. And you got to know where your guys are going to complete these 3rd downs. You cannot let a defensive line like Florida's be able to tee off on you because you don't know where to go. On the opposite side of that, or the same side but other side or other way of this, guys, can you run the football in critical situations? The answer right now through a year and 2 weeks is no. Okay? Right now, it doesn't appear like consistently that you can just go out there on a 3rd and 3 and run the football and get a 1st down. It's not what it seems like because you haven't been doing it on 3rd down. You have been atrocious. You have been god-awful. And until you start fixing that offensively, guys, you're going to continue to be clunky. I think play calling has a lot to do with it. I think not knowing where you needed to go with the football has been a lot of it. And conservatism has been a lot of it too. Like, for example, the first 3rd down, actually, 2nd 3rd down that you had of this entire season. You ran a draw play on 3rd and 11, and you punted the football because you knew your defense was going to be good. Sounds good. All right, you were playing a little bit of field position. I don't care about that. That's fine to me. If you know that your defense is going to be good, play a little field position early and see what happens. It's those 3rd and 3 situations that you couldn't convert last week that, quite honestly, drive me crazy. Some of it's not on play calling. Some of it is that your offensive line has got to turn a switch on. There's got to be a switch flipped for this offensive line that says no more. Because I know that they're trying to do a lot of different things. I don't know personally if they don't need to break it down to the studs and say, let's go wedge blocking. Blake, what's wedge blocking? Everybody take a step to the play side, meaning right or left, go where the ball's going, and run. Stay low and try to push anything that moves in your general area. Guys, I know of offensive line coaches that literally will tell their offensive linemen, listen, regardless of the call, like let's say you got 34 zone, just a basic 34 zone, not zone read, but you're just handing the ball off into the B gap. Just going to hand the ball off to the running back in the B gap. Simple zone. I know of offensive line coaches that preach, we're going to wedge block, and unless you see a linebacker darting down and just coming straight down and running right at you, double team and get push on the interior defensive lineman and just push them. Push that defensive lineman back into the linebacker and let's go get 3 yards. I don't know if that's not what you need to do. Wedge blocking has been used for generations. Guys, a lot of teams, especially in the NFL, you're going to see it. A lot of people dictate it as zone blocking schemes. Yes, it can be confused of it. But if you see two offensive linemen that are just constantly dominating one human being and the ball's going right behind them, they're not giving two shits about zone blocking schemes. It's called wedge blocking. I'll never forget this. My old high school head coach, God bless him, I went into one of the games one week and we were just told we're wedge blocking all freaking night. It was against A meet of all teams. Don't worry about the second level until we tell you to turn it on. And guys, we just try to dominate the defensive lineman that was in front of us and take it right to him and not worry about anything else. Take on the whole man, not the half man. Maybe you got to break it down to the studs. I don't know. But if I'm running 34 zone, I'm telling Braylon Moore and I am telling Josh Thompson, double team the defensive tackle and don't worry about a linebacker unless he's shooting down a gap. Then go and do it. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But if they're sitting and reading their keys and they're just sitting there, double team his ass all the way up there to the second level. Don't try to go to the second level too early. Kind of prolong it. That's basically what wedge blocking is. You've been abysmal on third down, and you got to find a way to run the football on third down. You got to give Garrett help there. You haven't done it. You haven't done it. On one of those 9 third and 7 pluses, or excuse me, 2 of those 9 third or 7 pluses that you haven't converted, the only reason that they were 3rd and 7 plus is because you had a penalty before it that backed it up. Meaning you have been good and moderately good at being balanced and getting into moderate third down situations. What you have not been good on is converting them. Guys, you can look up, if there's an area, remember I said this, because I'm going to clip this if we need to. If LSU wins, it's because offensively they beat Florida on third down. Now, there could be other factors like turnovers, whatever. But LSU wins, they've beaten Florida on third down. Got to stay on the field this week, man. Got to stay on the field this week. So third down, been absolutely atrocious. In reference to that, well, Blake, what do you think they need to do? Offensively, guys, I'm giving Garrett Nussmeier some quick throws early. I think you need to get him in rhythm. I think that there is a philosophy that we saw South Florida do that wore this defense out. Guys, some of these quick hitting stuff has been really good and was able to help South Florida hit some big passes late. I want to exhaust this defensive line because I want them to try to rush after Garrett and then be in a situation that the ball was out so quick that they couldn't make a play. Hitches, slants, screens, bubbles, diamond formation, whatever you want to do, I don't care. I do think that there's an avenue that some of these quick passes to a big-bodied receiver, meaning like Nick Anderson, can work. Because they played cushion and gave cushion against South Florida, who does not have the speed like you do on the boundary. They just don't. They still played off coverage. What do we know about Ron Roberts? Guys, he's going to play off. There's not a lot of man bump and run, man coverage that they like to do here. I mean, at least they haven't shown it a lot at Florida. Well, look, it's kind of why Florida and Corey Raymond didn't work, if we're going to be real. I'm utilizing Nick Anderson this week because South Florida early in the game, with some of the screens that they hit, which I still think is crucial for you, guys, there were like 7 throws that they made on quick hitch routes. They got them 9 yards because they were playing so far off. If they're going to play that far off on you, you got to execute it, and Garrett's got to make the throw. You can do it at Trey Diaz. You can do it to Nick Anderson. Do it to whoever you want. I don't care. But I still think if they're going to play that far off of you, then fine. But if they start coming up on you and trying to jam you, then let Barryon Brown and Chris Hilton go eat. And I mean the both of them. Let them go eat. Let Aaron Anderson go eat. because they just play soft on the boundary. And I'm not saying their corners are soft. They actually do a really good job at coming up and tackling, but they play a lot of off coverage. And you got, guys, 9 yards is 9 yards. And quite frankly, you can use the 2nd and 1 a lot. Anybody can. I think this part will be very beneficial for you if they're going to play off. Quick throws, slants, hitches. When did LSU go away from throwing a quick hitch or just throwing a hitch route or a slant route? When did they go away from that? You know, one of the biggest plays that you had this year in the pass game literally came off of a slant. Guys, sometimes being simple works. Let Nick Anderson run a hitch route and see what happens. Catch the ball, by the way. Catch the ball. If they're going to play off, take it to their ass. I equate this to a game that we played last year. Guys, remember when Arkansas played so much of soft coverage on you and Garrett just kept throwing that damn hitch route? I think you need to do some of the same. Oh, apparently I said a pause-worthy comment. But what, take it to their ass? No pause. No pause. Take it to them. They play soft. Some of these quick throws, you got to get Garrett in a rhythm. Once you get him in a rhythm, then open it up. I don't have a lot of faith right now in the pass game. I don't. I think you have the potential. I think you got utter worlds of potential. You got to show me to where I can have faith. Because I've been at 14 practices. I've seen you for the last 2 weeks. And there's just not a lot that you've done outside of the receivers making massive plays that gives me a lot of hope. What gives me the hope and gives me back to where I think we all kind of are is mainly due to the fact that I think you have a lot of potential. A whole lot of potential. Guys, I don't think that you can beat this team if you just do some of the same Rudy Poo shit that you've been doing offensively. What in the good wild world is Joe Sloan going to pull out this week? I do think Brian Kelly is going to be involved. What we heard from him after the game, I don't know how he's not. He was pissed. He was not happy. Get some quick throws to Garrett. The hitch route's open. Because if they're playing off against South Florida, they're going to play off against you. Go get the 7 and 9 yards, and let's call it a day. Let's go on to the next play. It's not that difficult. Garrett's got a massive arm where he can make that throw. I don't want to hear. I've been asked by a lot of you, do I think he's hurt? So what? You're good enough to play the last 2 weeks. If you can't throw a 7-yard hitch route, then we got more things that we need to talk about, right? Like then if you can't do it and you can't do it consistently, then we need to get you out of there. When did shit become so – watch Jaden Daniels tonight. Watch these offenses tonight. I guarantee you that A.J. Brown, I guarantee you that Deebo Samuel is going to catch a quick slant or going to catch a quick hitch or just a basic hitch. It's going to happen. We don't utilize that. We don't do that. When did our offense become like too dynamic or try to be too dynamic or too creative? Go run a fucking slant. You get what I'm saying? I think some of you do. All right. Couple more here. You got to play cleaner offensively. Guys, you had 2 fumbles versus Clemson. Luckily, only one of them generated points. Against Louisiana Tech, you had an interception, you had 2 missed field goals, and you had to settle for 3 times. Guys, turnovers and stalled drives because of penalties have killed you. You got to play cleaner. You got to stop making so many mistakes. I think the mistakes are coming because of stupid penalties. I think they're coming because of stupid things that you've been doing in the run game and just stupid schematic stuff. Because the turnovers in this week, being turnover free is quintessential. You will not beat them if you have more than 2 turnovers. You're not going to be able to overcome it. Last year, you turned the ball over 4 times in this game. 4. Uno, dos, tres, cuatros. You turn the ball over 4 times. You do that again, you're getting beat. You're getting beat. You've been really good at not turning the ball over. It is of my opinion that last year your biggest problem outside of the run game was that you just turned the ball over way too much instead of punting the football. You've gone too conservative in some instances. I don't think hitting a hitch route is conservative. I think getting 9 yards is a really good freaking play. A borderline, really good play. You go 9, 10 yards, guys, you're going to be out there 5, 6, 7 plays, and it's over with. The decision-making's got to be better by the coaching staff. It's got to be better by your quarterback. It's got to be better by your offensive line and wide receivers. Bottom line, the mental mistakes that you had last week and the mental shit that you did, guys, I feel like after watching that game, and I haven't done this through 2 weeks because you haven't lost. And I want to be positive and say, listen, we're going to get some things corrected here. But, guys, some of the decisions we've made the last 2 weeks have been dumb. Utterly dumb. You turn the ball over, you're not winning. And you have had the perplexity to do it. This team will make you pay. I don't give a shit who they lost to. You start turning the ball over, you're in big trouble, buddy. All right. Couple more things before we get out of here. I think that you got to do some special stuff against Caleb Banks. I think he is a very special player. I think Braylon Moore, and wherever 88 goes, that's where you got to send your center unless it's an all-out blitz or Braylon Moore's got to bail out. Last year, DJ Chester did not give help to Paul Mabenga ever in pass rush, and it killed you. Teams that have not game planned and utilized putting 2 people on 88 have paid for it. Ask Ole Miss, ask yourself, ask Texas, because even though they lost, they still paid the price early in that game. Ask Mississippi State, ask any team that you'd like. Ask Texas A&M. Ask them ask Marcel Reed why he was having to run for his life so much. Marcel Reed was just able to outrun Caleb Banks. The reason Marcel Reed is running all over the place is because 88 is whipping their ass. Their left guard is getting his ass whooped. Teams aren't putting 2 offenders or offensive linemen on him. You better game plan and know where 88 is at all times. And I don't know if they're just going to send 4. If you don't tell Braylon Moore all week, you're giving help to whatever side that 88 is on. Let the other interior defensive lineman beat you. Do not let 88 get in the backfield and beat you. He made Garrett's life a living hell last year. What is his conditioning level? Is he able to go this being week 1? Guys, we're going to figure all that out. I don't know the status of him and what his real health is. What I do know is if this dude's ready to go, you better game plan for him because this kid can play. Hot take. Caleb Banks is the best player that you've played against all season, in my opinion. I just don't believe that TJ Parker is better than him. I don't think Peter Woods is better than him. I don't. I legitimately don't. I think he is that disruptive. I think he is that good. Know where 88 is at all times, and if you handle business, and look, he's going to get his. He's going to get his. You got to take care of business. And you got to double team him and get hands on him. And guys, sometimes you got to know where he is and run away from him. He can be that dynamic. All right. As we wrap it up here, the final key to victory on this glorious night before Florida. I don't even need my notepad. Guys, LSU is going to win this game because of you. Yes, you. All of you that are going to this game this week. I think, and I've been waiting to say this all week, I think this crowd's going to get to them. And you need to show them what Death Valley is all about. I think that if you are the true Death Valley and you take it to them, guys, I think that they can have problems.